Hello, I'm back covering the Hoplite, but this time as Maya, who can get a lot out of it, and has her own special interactions with it. Uh, One of the advantages I did not cover in the previous video is the amount of skill points you can potentially save with the Hoplite. Due to your health being locked at 1 HP, a lot of survivability skills just aren't necessary because they just don't work. So you don't need this, or this, which means Maya specifically can save in upwards of maybe 20 skill points, which is nice. But a bigger interaction that I maybe should have covered, but it doesn't really pertain to Gage in any way, are fight for your life skills, which, if you intentionally break the hoplite with percentage health increases, like with restoration here, you can now benefit from it even while you are currently alive. This is because uh, one of the checks the game does to see if you are currently dead is whether or not your health is currently below 1. And because it is below 1, you can benefit from certain fight for your life skills, like Immolate, which gives you a massive 110% gun damage as incendiary damage, which is pretty powerful. Although it does come at the very heavy cost of you are never allowed to be hit, ever, or else you will instantly die. Uh, One thing to point out about Immolate is it is itself its own instance of damage, which means it gets put through the damage formula twice, uh, which means it can technically benefit from both element matching twice and also slag twice, which can result in some pretty crazy damage numbers. Uh, Assuming you are matching elements flesh on flesh or fire on flesh, you will actually outdamage a bee sometimes, not counting unlisted projectiles. And I guess something else to point out would be uh, so with the Amigo Sincero, yeah, Immolate will do more damage on crit, but if you are aiming for body shots, typically, sometimes, most of the time, maybe, I don't know, uh, just having a element matching gun will usually outdamage the Sincero. Usually. Okay. And I will be poorly sniping later in Lynchwood with this build to show that off. But in terms of a real build, let me respec real fast. And let's get an actual build going for the Hoplite. So, like I said, you don't need any of the survivability skills. You don't actually need Immolate because we're going to be using Moxie Guns, and Moxie Guns will disable Immolate and Fight for Your Life. If you didn't know that, this is because Moxie Guns can heal you and Fight for Your Life, which puts your health below or above 1, which makes the game think you're not currently dead, even if you are. Am I forgetting something? Yes. go. Where'd you go? Where did you go? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong gun. So yeah, this is the real build that I would recommend you do on a Hoplite Maya, although uh, there are plenty of other class mods you can use. The legendary cat class mod works really well with the Hoplite because it boosts 5 damage skills, and the Hoplite is itself a good enough defense option with inertia to where you don't need much else in terms of defense. That being said, the Binder, Siren, uh, Warder, Trickster, and even actually the Banshee class mods all can work pretty fine with the Hoplite. Uh, it's not like the Hoplite is that restrictive in terms of whatever you're trying to do. It's also worth mentioning that the Legendary Nurse class mod can be run instead of a Moxie gun. If I can find my slow hand. This is because the healing per second will uh, heal you when you get up, which means you don't need to heal while in fact your life with a Moxie gun. The downside being is the Nurse class mod boosts 4 skills that we just do not care about. So yeah, I just usually would run the Cat class mod. And because I'm going to be going to Heroes Pass to show this build off, I'm going to run a Bone of the Ancients, or Corrosive Bone of the Ancients. So this is what my build will be when I get there. My inventory is a complete mess, because I am a hoarder. No bar, and I will see you in Heroes Pass. So here we are in Heroes Pass, and let's get to work. Uh, hmm, that was awesome, Maya. Let's spawn this guy and try and group him up. Didn't catch the spook. Didn't matter though. And that's the wrong weapon. Hit me. Get off that shield arm. And, yep, not having any issues in terms of survivability with the Hoplite on Maya. This part can be a bit tricky. Gotta make sure there are no predators who spawn, otherwise that rocket launcher can one-shot you. And I don't see any. You don't even need to match elements with the actualizer on a cat class mod with the bone, which is very nice. Look for some ammo. An RPG loader usually spawns. Let's try and catch him. I'm gonna go down here just to kill this guy. Now I'm using the wrong gun because I'm a dummy. I guess one thing to quickly point out is I do like using bandit grips on my actualizers. The 5.7-second reload isn't like that much worse than a 4.2-second reload in my opinion, and the extra damage does allow you to kill more things in a single mag. Gonna have to wait for my cooldown. Shoot me? Are you gonna shoot me? Are you? Come on, guy. And all my guns are fully reloaded. So let's get moving. Uh, Doing this part is always weird in a Hero's Pass because the enemies from this drop barge just never wants to spawn until you reach that area over there. Which, I don't know, should I double back or let the pincer attack happen? I don't know. Although that being said, for this part, I will be switching to a corrosive bitch for the upcoming loader that spawns. And let's try and take him out quickly. Get my wreck bonus active and try and shove him down. I'm taking too much damage. Gotta regen a bit. And let's try and finish him off. Not quite. But I should be able to get there. And yeah, they're those guys spawn. But I think I'll just run past them. And I can finish him off. Or not. Nope, I could. Where's this guy? There you are. Yeah, it's just a surveyor. I'll just let him fly away. Unless you want to fight. There you are. Yeah, I would like to have a bit more SMG ammo at this point, but it doesn't look like the ammo crates want to cooperate. Nope. And my action skill should be coming up just in time for that badass loader. Although he's not showing his crits, but... And there's a predator who needs to die. I think that's a RPG loader. Yep. And whoops, that's gonna be a death because I'm dumb and forgot to heal. Yep, that is definitely one disadvantage of running the Hoplite, is you always need to swap to a Moxie gun before you get back up, or you will just get knocked back down and enter a fight for your life loop. But no big deal. Where are you? There you are. And here comes the big constructor. And if you guys don't know, you can safely kill the constructor from this spot right here. His rockets can never reach you, and you can just shoot for the eye. Let's get my wreck going. Yeah, on OP10, constructors just have way too much health. Let's reload. Phase lock. And he should be dead. And I guess from here I will now switch back to my actualizer. There you are. I'm gonna have to wait for phase lock to kill you. Oh, I missed him. I thought he was going to stick around longer. Uh, am I blind? Where's the other guy? There you are. Let's get work on these survivors. And you get good slag. Oh, that's a predator. Let's see if I can get him with my phase lock. Where'd you go? There you are. And yeah, this has been Hoplite Maya on Heroes Pass. Nothing too difficult apart from my own failures back there. Next up will be the Immolate class mod on Lynchwood. Anything good? Eh, that's cool but not good. See you there. So let's do a bit of sniping with the Banshee Com. I am not very good at sniping, so let's see how this goes. And I missed. And, oh, didn't get a crit. Yeah, wasn't a very good demonstration, but it did kill him. One shot. Oh, will you come out? Use reload there. Ah, guess I'll move on to these nerds. That's like, and I got shot. Hmm, can I drag you out? I can. Uh, have you have you came out yet? Oh, there you are. Goodbye, Bubble. Yeah, I think you guys would get the point. I can go one more. Like, yeah, it does do pretty good damage, but never being able to get hit is definitely a problem. And if you're doing it like this, you might as well just be using the B. So, before I go, I figured I would show off a fun little synergy that Maya does have with the Fabled Tortoise Shield and the Breakneck Banshee class mod, where, in case you didn't know, when you enter Fight for Your Life, your shield does break and it's unable to recharge, which means you will get the movement speed bonus of the Fabled Tortoise shield on Fight for Your Life. And because your shield is broken, that means it also procs Fleet, which means when you get down with a Breakneck Banshee shield and a Fabled Tortoise, your Fight for Your Life movement speed is greatly increased. This isn't really like worth showcasing on like an actual map, but it is a fun little thing you can play around with. But that about concludes most of the big things I can think of about Hoplite Maya. So, thank you for watching.